Good afternoon and welcome to the September 10th, 2025 Lenawee County Board of Commissioners meeting. I'd ask everyone if they would please rise, and we will have the invocation and the pledge by our County Clerk Roxanne Holloway, and remind people to please silence your telephones. But prior to that, please join together with us in a moment of silent reflection as we approach the attack of the date of the attack of this great nation and the loss of 1,000 American lives.
Let's pray. As we gather this afternoon, Heavenly Father, we just thank you for the changing seasons and the beauty of the autumn colors that bring. We ask that you guide the decisions and this discussion held today, Lord, that we just seek your help and your guidance to do what's best for all in Lenawee County, Lord. And we ask all this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Clerk Holloway. I'd ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Commissioner Ungst,
Here.
Commissioner Blanco,
Here.
Commissioner Collins,
Here.
Commissioner Daly,
Here.
Commissioner Krasny,
Here.
Commissioner Martis,
Here.
Commissioner Stimpson, absent. Commissioner Tillotson,
Here.
Commissioner Van Doren,
Here.
8 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes of August 13, 2005 would be in order.
So moved.
Support. I have a motion by Commissioner Blanco, supported by Commissioner Martis. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Minutes are approved. Amendments to the agenda.
If there are no other amendments to the agenda, I would move that they be accepted as printed.
Support. I have a motion by Commissioner Tillotson, supported by Commissioner Collins. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Agenda is approved as published. Petitions and communications.
I have a few. I do have a card. It's a thank you card. It says Lenawee County Board of Commissioners. Your kind expression of sympathy and friendship will always remain in our memories. Thank you for your thoughtfulness. The family of Richard L. Germond. And then I have a resolution from Berrien County. It's supporting Senate Bills 293 and 294 that would create an effective bond or forfeit process that would apply when an animal is seized due to a pending or active court case. Then I also have a resolution from Kalamazoo County. It's a resolution opposing the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services plan to implement a competitive procurement process for prepaid inpatient health plan. That's all I have.
Any others? Thank you. Introduction of special guests. Limited public comment on items that are on the agenda. I didn't have any forms passed up to me, so I don't believe we have any. Limited public comment on agenda items. Thank you. So we will open the public hearing for the CDBG rehabilitation grant. And I would ask for any public comment. And please state your name and residence.
Mary Roberts, 563 Stockford Drive, Adrian, Michigan. I'm thrilled that you guys are attempting to apply for this $1.5 million grant and look forward to having Lenawee County receive it and work with the local communities to distribute the funds, which are so badly, greatly needed. So thank you.
Thank you. Mary, when you get a chance, will you just fill one of those forms out and we'll get it? Thank you. Any other public comment in relation to the CDBG rehabilitation grant? Commissioner comments? Last call for any comment. Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Chair would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Okay, the motion is for us to go ahead with the CDBG rehabilitation grant. I have a motion by Commissioner Collins, supported by Commissioner Martis. And thank you for pointing those out. It's hard for me to recognize the voice sometimes.
I'm here for you.
Okay, I like it. Any discussion? We'll have a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Krasny.
Yes.
Commissioner Martis.
Yes.
Commissioner Stimson is absent. Commissioner Tillotson.
Yes.
Commissioner Van Doren.
Yes,
Commissioner Ungst.
Yes.
Commissioner Blanco.
Yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Commissioner Daly.
Yeah.
8 yeas, 1 absent.
resolution passes. And I will just echo Commissioner Mary's comments about this is sorely needed. I mean, we had one a number of years ago, right? Administrator Murphy, how long ago was that? Quite a few years ago, but anyway. So it's great to have it going forward. So resolutions and proclamations, I don't have any, or special presentations. So the chair would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martis, supported by Commissioner Ungst. Discussion. Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Yes.
Commissioner Stimson is absent. Commissioner Tillotson.
Yes.
Commissioner Van Doren.
Yes,
Commissioner Ungst.
Yes.
Commissioner Blanco.
Yes.
Commissioner Collins.
Yes.
Commissioner Daly.
Yes.
Commissioner Krasny.
Yes.
8 yeas, 1 absent.
the consent agenda is approved, and we will move on to standing committee reports, and I'd ask for accounts payable by Commissioner Martis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you know, we met yesterday. The primary topic was budget. The good news is, under Administrator Murphy's capable leadership and the staff, the condition of the county is strong. And though we face some uncertainties as we move towards the future with state and federal funding, we are in the strongest possible position to weather those challenges, which is, I think, a hallmark of a conservative, fiscally conservative government. So all the other activities are in the minutes from yesterday.
Questions for Commissioner Martis? Administrator Murphy.
I appreciate the report out on the budget, but we are currently under accounts payable.
Oh.
Rather than personnel ways and means. But thank you for the compliments on the budget presentation. We do appreciate that.
Well, you know, not everybody always has their best days, and I get to do it publicly.
Well, don't feel bad. I didn't catch it.
No,
Anyways,
forgive me.
let's go back to accounts payable.
And then I will skip the report out on personnel
Oh, no,
ways
you have
and
to do
means.
it again.
All right. I'm still on Prague time or something. I don't know. Well, I won't belabor the entire summary, but the request from accounts payable is, and of course you have the minutes in your packet from our last meeting. We had, and I missed one or two of these meetings because I was out of the country. All that being said, we're recommending the approval. The request is to recommend the approval of the accounts payable payments in the amount of $10,135,017.90, with the general funds portion being $715,010.82. I so move.
We have a motion by Commissioner Martis, supported by Commissioner Collins. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Criminal Justice, Commissioner Collins.
Criminal Justice met on September 4th. I received reports from all departments. Emergency Management submitted a request, which should be part of the consent agenda, for a new drone and an 800 meg radio, as those who respond to a drone call don't have, some of them don't have take-home radios, so that's specific for the grant program. Probate court to date, 164 petitions. A reminder that November is adoption month and November 18th is adoption day at the court. District Court has a docket to drive program they're going to start, which allows people who have lost their license opportunities to get their driver's license back. Medical examiner gave a detailed report. Cautioned us about seeing numbers. Sometimes they skew the real understanding of it. They're also looking at establishing an overdose fatality board, which is a group of people who review life of an OD fatality victim, share the information with other entities for research and possible action. That's it.
Questions for Commissioner Collins? Thank you, Commissioner. IT and Equalization, Commissioner Krasny.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. IT and Equalization Committee met Thursday, September 4th, with Chairman Krasny, Commissioner Collins, and Commissioner Tillotson present. It was a rather light meeting. IT Director Ricker provided an overview of the IT report. The Cisco Access Points project is awaiting a final invoice, then ready to close. Also, the Cisco phone upgrade project is awaiting a few final items from the vendor, and then we'll be ready to close. And the communications report, which is always spectacular. Marketing Communications Coordinator Jennifer Ambrose shared the total website views, and they continue to exceed expectations along with our social media and the Sprout app. So great news there as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you had any.
Questions for Commissioner Krasny? Thank you, Commissioner. We've had Personnel Ways and Means. I just, if there's any comments, my comment is I would echo the Chairman of Personnel Ways and Means comments about the administration and their staff. This is correct me if I'm wrong, Administrator Murphy, but this is the earliest budget Lenawee County has ever had.
That would be correct to the best of my knowledge. We typically, I would say 2 years ago, we went from having a budget that was adopted typically in November. We were able to adopt one in October last year. And for the first time that I'm aware of, we are now adopting our 2026 budget, or we are proposing to adopt, I should say, the 2026 budget later this month, which means we will be in a September year. I don't look forward to it being an August month next year. It was pushing staff as it is, but we are very thrilled with the work that everybody put in on this and appreciate your time and efforts in being involved in that budget process.
Thank you, and please pass on our congratulations to your entire team on behalf of the commissioners and the people of this great county. Any other comments? Thank you, Commissioner Martis. Policies and Procedures, Commissioner Collins.
Some procedures met on September 8th. There was a lengthy discussion on the IT policy, which is very detailed and very involved. Hopefully that will be ready to come before the board after the next month's policy procedure meeting. There was also a discussion on the possibility of creating a policy on reimbursement for required certification, testing, and exams for employees. That has been referred to the administrator to draft a possible policy, and that would be coming to the board next month, I would hope. So
That is what we are anticipating, yes.
that is it.
Questions for Commissioner Collins? Thank you, Commissioner. Fiscal Resources, Commissioner Krasny.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fiscal Resource Committee met Thursday, September 4th at 11 a.m. Chairman Krasny, Commissioner Tillotson, and Commissioner Blanco were present. Deputy Administrator Elliott reviewed the MSC and building site divisions of the capital fund finance reports. Various projects are open and expected to close in the very near future. Always an exciting one is building grounds and maintenance. The superintendent reviewed the department's report. The padded cell doors at the jail, if you were wondering, have been repaired after 20 years of use. So that was probably a difficult job, to say the least, for our wonderful county employees to do that. Painting in the juvenile probation department was completed. A backup emergency operations center was reconfigured at the Robertson building to reflect the setup at the new primary EOC. And the chiller compressor at the Human Services Building has broken and is unable to be repaired, and we're getting quotes on that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Commissioner Krasny other than, did you get everybody that was in attendance?
There was a lot of people in attendance, as well as our esteemed chairman of the
Thank you.
full Board of
Thank you.
Commissioners.
Any other questions?
But he's everywhere, so.
There you go. Thank you, Commissioner. Board appointments, reports, Airport Commission, Commissioner Collins.
Airport Commission Board met on the September 8th also. There was a discussion on their 5-year plan. The managers to meet with FAA in October to review the grounds, runway approaches, everything at the airport to see if they're in good order and determine if any changes might be made that may in fact impact the 5-year plan if something is found. The land purchases for their trees is almost finished. I believe there are 3 remaining. Just an interesting fact about the large jet that we've talked about that wants to make the airport his home. Just during 2.5-month period, that jet purchased 4,200 gallons of jet fuel. And the owner is waiting bids from construction companies to build a hangar. Yes, that is it.
Questions for Commissioner Collins? Thank you, Commissioner. Bridging the Gap Subcommittee. I'll give you a brief rundown on this as the chairman of that committee was across the pond, the big pond, visiting relatives. And so I filled in for him. So there were 2 presentations, WLEN and
Work and health,
Say, I'm sorry.
work and health.
Work and health.
Work and Health.
Work it health.
Work and Health Organization. So 2 good presentations. And as you know, they're going to be going through presentations for the remainder of the year to make some recommendations back to us to get some of this money moving out there to help with the opioid crisis. So questions? Commissioner Marta.
Just a quick comment. We have 2 more meetings next week. Thank you for covering for me and Terry previously as we were sorting out the chairmanship of that. And I look forward to getting back with Ms. Zisk and moving forward with this.
Thank you, Francine, Ms. Zick, for keeping them all on track there. So Community Action Agency, Commissioner Stimpson is not here. Anybody else with community action? Okay, Community Mental Health, Commissioner Stimpson. Ralph, did you have anything on community mental health?
No, they're in the midst of getting ready for budget and what the state tells them they can do. The people that work in that area say can't be done. So they're in a like 30-day area that going back and forth where they can do it, where they can't do it, but they got a ways to go.
Questions? Anything? I'm sorry. Anything else, Commissioner?
Nope.
Questions for Commissioner Tillotson? Thank you, Commissioner. County Planning Commission, Commissioner Blanco.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, we met on Thursday, August 21st. It was a pretty light meeting. There was just 2 farmland agreements that we looked at. One was in Deerfield Township and one was in Dover. And more discussion about having an annual evening dinner meeting or something along those lines, but nothing concrete yet. And that was about it.
Questions for Commissioner Blanco? Thank you, Commissioner. Department on Aging, Commissioner Collins.
Our Aging met on the 21st of August. Reminder, the 25th of September is their annual staff meeting for all employees in the department. Wellwise program has given the Department of Aging a new van for their use. September 17th, they're offering a driving course for seniors. You may want to brush up or license. I will say that when I was on the police department, I taught a course for seniors in driving, and whoever teaches that should receive hazardous duty pay. They're also asking for increases in donations for the meals supplied at the centers and Meals on Wheels. That's it.
Questions for Commissioner Collins? Thank you, Commissioner. Department of Health and Human Services, Commissioner Tillotson.
Yeah, it's pretty much status quo. There was really no new news. What it is what it is, so it's fine for the ship this month.
Any questions for Commissioner Tillotson? Thank you, Commissioner. Emergency 911 District Board, Commissioner Collins.
Did not meet the 911 board meeting, I believe tomorrow in these chambers.
Okay, and Health Board, Commissioner Collins.
Health board met on the 20th of August, indicated that COVID and influenza cases are both low in Lenawee County. No measles cases in Lenawee. There are 27 in the state and in Lenawee. They're developing a strategic plan, which I believe I discussed before, in the event that funding for them is decreased when state and federal budgets are finally developed. They're anticipating anywhere from 13 to 40% possible decrease. And then finally, there were 17 cases of Lyme disease in Lenawee County. That's it.
Ticks are healthy this year. Huh? Questions for Commissioner Collins? Commissioner Krasny.
Is that up or down? Is this
Lyme
year?
disease.
Yeah,
It's up considerably.
year over year?
Apparently there is a large population of ticks this year.
Yeah, yeah, I know it's been trending up.
Any others? Thank you, Commissioner. Homeland Security and Local Emergency Planning, Commissioner Collins.
Homeland Security did meet, there was lack of information for agenda. We'll meet in October.
Thank you. Land Bank Authority, Commissioner Collins.
Land Bank Authority met on August 26, established a sale price on 410 East Beecher pursuant to a request for purchase, and that's really good news. That's the old Buckeye property. And everybody thought that might be a hard sell. Established a price on two properties on Low Avenue in Adrian. Accepted an offer for a property on 1028 Railroad, and accepted bids for asbestos lead abatement and demolition on 140 West Main in Addison. That's it.
Questions for Commissioner Collins? Thank you, Commissioner. Lenawee Public Transportation, Commissioner Tillotson.
We did not meet this month, due to our chairman having some health issues, so.
Okay. MAC Finance and General Government, Administrator Murphy.
The MAC Finance and General Government Committee meeting was held last Friday, September 5th. There were a number of conversations that happened. One of the discussion items were a conflict of interest policy discussion regarding draft legislation to ban county commissioners from lobbying activities. The other big topic of conversation was wanting to know what the counties were experiencing as far as a reduction in services. And they're having to be forced basically to scale back on services due to the budget considerations. We did talk about this a little bit yesterday during our budget presentation. We went into a lot more detail at the MAC meeting. Dina Bosworth, which most of you are familiar with, she did indicate that due to those three budgets that are out there and an inability, even though they are having conversations, an inability to come together to any kind of resolution, we are expecting that the state of Michigan will shut down on October at midnight, basically on October 1st. And I don't know what that looks like going forward. So we will just stay tuned to see what is going to come next. And that was, for the most part, the majority of the conversation.
Commissioner Krasny.
Thank you, Administrator. Could you define what they meant by lobbying activities by county commissioners?
This came up, Representative Steele is drafting some legislation. I don't know if it's got any legs, quite frankly, based on the conversations that we heard during the MAC meeting. However, there was some concern about, more specifically, if a commissioner happens to be lobbying on behalf of, as an example, a firm in which they are employed, and they want to bring something forward to try to get funding for that particular employer and then yet they are sitting on a local commission. What does that look like? Is there a conflict of interest there that exists? Now, you can take the discussion and you could apply it in a whole lot of different scenarios. But I would suggest that when the committee was meeting, there didn't seem to be a lot of support for this particular legislation to move forward.
Yeah, so it was just basically people that work in the lobbying industry that are county commissioners. That's right. Thank you, Administrator Murphy. And also, just so everyone's aware, Administrator Murphy did a nice job representing Lenawee County and the other administrators throughout the state of Michigan, because Mac was looking for some help on what the effect a government shutdown would have on counties, and nobody was answering up to the call for help. And so Administrator Murphy went through a number of areas in Lenawee County that will be affected by the shutdown, and asked the question about what is going to happen with those programs, which nobody had thought about. The state thinks about shutting down and, oh, whoa, if it's a grant area, then just lay the person off. Well, what happens to the program? So Administrator Murphy was put on a nice presentation, a nice talk for the county, the PRMAC members that were there and online. So thank you for that, Administrator Murphy. Any other questions for Mac and Administrator Murphy on? Okay, thank you. Mac Judiciary and Public Safety, Deputy Administrator Elliott.
Thank you. MAC Judiciary and Public Safety will resume session from summer recess later this month.
Thank you. Marie Spear Campus, Commissioner Collins.
Spring Campus met on the 3rd of September. 2 new members inducted to the board, Rosemary Perkins and Randy Driver. The funds for the campus committee total $916,119. There is a movement now because many of those funds are restricted, yet few, if any of us, know what they're restricted to. So that's being looked into. At the time, there were 21 residents, 8 from out of county. The committee voted to offer a $2,000 scholarship to a student who had been a resident, excuse me, a resident of the campus, I believe to attend Siena Heights. It was approved, and everybody raved about how well this individual had done since leaving the campus. The ribbon cutting, as we've heard before, for the campus is September 26th at 2 p.m.
Questions for Commissioner Collins? Thank you, Commissioner. Michigan Works, Commissioner Collins.
Michigan Works met this morning. There were presentations from several areas, lengthy presentations. In fact, the final presentation, which was the history, current, future of the Michigan Works Board, Commissioner Van Dorn and I had to leave early to get back here for this meeting. But several discussions. There was a problem a while back on a $200,000 amount that they were being virtually attacked for because it had gotten all screwed up. That has been resolved. They found out the problems with the Department of Labor, not with Michigan Works. Signed 2 contracts for IT and building lease for the organization, and approved 8 grant programs that will provide funding for the Michigan Works program. Of interest is the state CEO of Michigan Works was there. He gave a slide presentation. Very good one, I might add. But a couple of statistics he offered. 2024, when they have records compiled, Michigan Works provided services to 947,000 residents in the state of Michigan and 4,800 employers. That was it.
A great report, Commissioner Collins. And Commissioner Collins and I had a chance to have a discussion with the director and CEO, Ryan Hunn, prior to the meeting. Many of you may know or may not know, but Ryan used to be our regional representative for Michigan Economic Development Corporation here to Lenawee County. And he's now the youngest serving president and CEO of Michigan Works Association. He's like 45 years old. Smart young man, very great presentation. He's very up to speed with the federal government and what's going on with the Department of Education. So Questions for Commissioner Collins? Which Commissioner Krasny is pretty well up to speed too, since his boss is the chairman of that committee, right? Parks Commission, Commissioner Tillotson.
Yes, Parks Mission, had their annual picnic, was a pretty nice time for quite a nice, group of people. There was a group, I think, there's three different individuals that were related to Mr. Gerber. Let it be known, and we took some pictures, talked to them, visited about different items, and just had a really, really good time. And Grant, the lady was there and seen the project fully developed, so worked out fine.
The biggest attendance I've ever had at one of those, so it's a nice turnout, so. And the park looked great. Great job on the program out there, Deputy Administrator Elliott, Administrator Murphy. So questions? Commissioner Martis.
Just a comment, of course, the park's in my district and I very much would want it to be there, but it was scheduled at a time that I wasn't available. But the feedback I'm getting from people in the district is they really enjoy the park as a whole, but also the recent addition. So it's a good thing for the community.
Great. Any others? Thank you, Commissioners. Region 2 Planning Commission, Commissioner Tillotson.
Meet Thursday, I
Thank-
believe.
Yep. Thursday afternoon at Lenawee at the library.
Adrian and I were.
Yep.
Yep. I want to apologize, but I do have to leave. And so, thank you much, and
I understand. Thank you.
let you
For,
guys finish up. Thank you.
thank you for your time. Solid Waste and Materials Management. That's Commissioner Stimson. He's not here. I was able to attend. Administrator Murphy might have some comments as well. Basically, most of the comments were concerning the budget coming up, as they have, $62,000 is a big chunk of their money if they're going to be operating for materials management that is mandated by the state of Michigan to do. And they are considering not funding the materials management, and even though there's a mandate of what we have to do. So the administrator and I have been having some conversations about this, and I'm sure we'll be having some with you should we hit a shutdown, because we're not real sure how we can take care of material management as an unfunded mandate if they take the money away. That was one issue. The other one was they were taking bids on the recycling bins that are going to go out to the local communities, because they're supposed to start getting those bins out to different communities. And the question came up was, have you discussed it with the local community and coming up with rules and regulations for how they're going to be maintained and how they're going to be taken care of? So that's what I took out of it, and I'll turn it over to Administrator Murphy if you got any further.
I think you've pretty much covered it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, substance abuse was Ralph or Commissioner Tillotson or Commissioner Stimson, which neither one here at this time. So we'll go to liaison reports, and we'll start with the MTA, Michigan Township Association, presented by Commissioner Blanco.
Yes, so they take the summer off, but they are meeting. We're back in session starting next week, so I'll have a report next month or next meeting.
So you've been on vacation.
Yep.
Road, thank you, Commissioner. Road Commission, Commissioner Martis.
Well, of course, I was not able to attend their last two meetings, but I have spoken with them and they're very appreciative with the swift way in which we filled their board vacancy. And I will be with them next Thursday.
So how are the roads in Prague?
In general, not too bad.
Questions? Thank you, Commissioner. Veterans Affairs, Commissioner Collins.
The Veterans Affairs staff was involved in a Zoom meeting for training at the time of the scheduled meeting. And the chairman was also at a meeting in Detroit, so there was no meeting for Veterans Affairs.
Questions? Thank you, Commissioner Collins. Wellwise Services. Basically, the discussion was around the 2026 budget. They've taken an attitude of anticipating continuing resolutions resulting in a similar budget as fiscal year 225. Needless to say, the commissioners that were at the table kind of chuckled a little bit about that and said, well, you must know something that we don't know. And good luck with that as well as putting in like an 8% increase on insurance. And we told them good luck with that one too. And as you all know, ours is what, 16%? 14 to 16%. So, but their budget is for increased by $3 million from 2025. They're estimating 35 million in income, and they were at 32.1 at 2025, and the expenses of 35 million with for this year for 2026, and for 2025 they were 31.5. So about a 10% carryover. We did talk about the 90-day executive director review because she has now been in her position for 90 days, and they presented the 2026 meeting schedule for adoption. So, any questions? Did I do something? Okay, other liaison appointments. Any did I miss? Thank you. Unfinished business. Thank you. New business. Okay. Public comment. Public comment. This is open comment from the public. Any public comments? Okay, thank you. Commissioner comments. Administrator comment.
Thank you. I do actually have a couple. Bear with me. I just wanted to point out, whenever I go to any kind of training, I like to give you some kind of update on what happened. Recently, Deputy Elliott and I both attended a conference, and the focus on that conference really were various types of leadership programming and how to create a better environment in a leadership capacity, and paying attention to what our employees have going on. I can go into more detail with you with that if you want, but the one in particular that I thought was helpful is there was one that in particular was put on by a woman by the name of Robin Shear, and it was called From Fragmented to Joyful Connected. And it's basically about connecting with others on a deeper, more meaningful way, and that from a leadership position with our staff, et cetera, or just your everyday engagements with other individuals. As a result of that, we actually were the lucky winners of a 50-person Zoom meeting with Ms. Shear, where she's going to dive a little bit deeper into that. And we've got a year to use the Zoom certificate and see what that looks like. But probably the most interesting thing is Ms. Shear is actually from Lenawee County, and specifically she's from Onstead, Commissioner Krasny's district. We did not know that when we won the giveaway. So it was just that we did have a good connection during the session that she put on. So we also had a number of other group activities that were great for networking, which is probably one of the most valuable pieces when we go to these conferences. The other thing I wanted to mention was probably a thing I'm the most proud of, and some of you have probably heard about this, others may not have. If you're not familiar with this, I'm just going to give you a brief explanation. Lenawee County is going to be the recipient of the Athena Parthenon Award this year. The presentation is actually going to be next week. And the Parthenon Award goes, I'm going to basically read this from a statement that they have. In order to qualify for this award, the Athena Lenawee Parthenon Award celebrates businesses or organizations dedicated to raising the potential of all women as valued members of their business, profession, and the community. This is when employers assist women in reaching their full leadership potential, demonstrate excellence, creativity, and initiative in their sector, provide valuable service by devoting or allowing their employees to devote time and energy to improving the quality of life for others in the community. So for Lenawee County government to be awarded this, I think is a fantastic acknowledgement from an employer's perspective, in particular commissioners, for the work that you've done to be able to allow budgeting and processes to happen that empower not only the women, but also the men in our organization to grow into the types of leaders that we know that they can be. So I just want to say thank you publicly for that. And to let you know that if you had not been made aware that we are the recipient of that award this year, and the presentation will be next Tuesday, September 16th at the Hills.
Great. Great information and congratulations. It's a great award. Commissioner Martis.
Yes, congratulations on that. I have another report. There's a bill that was introduced in the Michigan Senate a couple weeks ago. It's passed the Senate, I should say. Senator Bellino is one of the sponsors. And it essentially places the authority to regulate the siting of carbon capture and sequestration installations in the hands of the state with no local input. It matters for my district and for the county and your district. DTE, at least I met with them a year ago, is pursuing 25,000 acres, or they were. I've not heard of any recent updates in Ridgeway, Macon, Tecumseh, and Deerfield townships to install carbon capture and sequestration wells where they pipe CO2 from steel mills and power plants into the community, and then they inject it into the ground. So I'm not terribly pleased with that. There's no voice for the locals in that, which just compounds all the other things we've seen with PA 233 in the last couple of years. But I am working with the House to maybe make some changes, but I want you to be aware of that.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Martis. Any other commissioner comments? Hearing none, announcements. September 25th is our evening board meeting. We will be making a presentation on the budget and having a public hearing on the budget that evening. So all are welcome. September 25th, 6 p.m. Any other announcements? If not, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Blanco, supported by Commissioner Martis. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries.